Let's talk a little bit about agripreneurship. A couple of young Nigerians have been on a number of roadshows to a number of universities since 2018 started, preaching the gospel of agripreneurship, in particular to students who are still within the corridors of the universities. A very amazing feedback we're getting from what they've been able to achieve as we wrap up the year 2018. So while we wrap up on the big side of political economy and jobs data and everything else, let's give a moment to what these folks are doing across the universities when it comes to catching them young in terms of agriculture. Aki Alabi is a managing partner at the Corporate Farmers Nigeria. He's live here in the studios with us. Aki, good morning.
Thank you, boss.
It's good to have you guys.
Good to have you too, boss.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We appreciate what we see on social media, pictures and images, as it were, of those roadshows to universities, talking to students and lecturers and others. We support you, some of the support you get from the private sector. So why do you think this advocacy is very important?
Okay, boss, let's start like this. Number one, we must understand the fact that the next generation are the youths. Now the question is, where are these youths? Basically, they're in the universities. Now, again, these youths are called the next future of the next generation. Now, we thought to ourselves that, look, in terms of agriculture, there is little or no participation of youth in agriculture. Then the question is, where can you catch them young? Then you have to go into the universities where they are. So that gave us the mandate and the spirit to say, okay, fine, guys, it's high time we go to universities and start changing the orientation of Nigerian students about the value opportunities in agriculture right there. So that gave us what we call AgriConnect initiative. We build on that. So Connect is about connecting universities together to see the different value chains of agriculture: finance, education, capacity building, technology, business, and other aspects of agriculture, which they can form or create a career from, and become their own entrepreneurs, as time goes on, even after graduation. So that's basically the entire idea about AgriConnect and why we are going to universities in Nigeria to preach the gospel of agriculture and agribusiness.
Okay, how many universities did you folks, or you folks able to do?
With the grace of God, we've gone to 4 good universities this year. Starting from Babcock University. From there, we've gone to Yaba College of Technology. We've gone to Delta State University, and also we wrap up with University of Ilorin. And I'm going to shock you, Bolson. Now, in the last visit...
I don't mind.
Okay, let me just give you the shocker. Now, in our last visit to University of Ilorin, would you believe that the faculty, the second largest faculty, is agriculture at the University of Ilorin with 6,000 students? So we're going to produce 6,000 agripreneurs in the next couple of years. Now, the question is, when these 6,000 go to the labor market, what will they do? We need to start engaging them right there in the universities on these value chains about agriculture. So that's why we're taking that pain upon ourselves to reach out to these young folks called student agripreneurs and letting them see how best they can start tapping into the value chains of agriculture, which you've been preaching, which additional I've been preaching, and also which the federal Bay is also preaching. So to ensure that there is more jobs and create value opportunities for Nigerian students and entrepreneurship across board.
What are you folks finding out as you go from each of these one university to the other in terms of what they know in terms of theory and what the real world out here is all about when we talk about agriculture?
Bosin, there's a real big gap which we're trying to fill in. And it's not easy on our side, but there's a real big gap. You see, most folks or students in universities, when you say agriculture, what comes to their mind is only farming. I repeat, it's only farming. But that is not it. I tell people that, look, the man that takes your commodity from Nasarawa, down to mile 12 in Lagos, in that transport sector, is a farmer. So we need younger folks to start seeing that aspect of transportation as a value chain, which they can actually embrace. Now, the gap is wide. So in terms of theoretical aspects, and in terms of what is going on in real life, they need to fill in that gap and engage them further to create a means in which they can create a career from what they're doing currently. Because most of them, when they finish their 5-year course in universities, they end up in the broad street. looking for that banking job, insurance job that is not there. But from us, we're saying, look, guys, you can finish your 5 years, and from there, create a particular career.
Enterprise,
yes, and begin. And now that we have folks from Lagos Commodity Exchange that are beginning something very new by next year, these are areas we're trying to pitch them. And thank God for also Sterling Bank, who is doing something fantastic.
So, within the value chain,
yes,
what do we have? We have logistics.
We have logistics. We have finance.
Warehousing.
Business, transport sector. It's quite big. I just can't mention the entire value chain. But
it's quite
enormous. What I'm saying is this: agriculture encompasses the entire economy. It's an ecosystem. It's quite big. So young agripreneurs need to start filling these sectors one after the other. In terms of health, for example.
Is it thinking beyond, or agriculture beyond farming?
Yes, I think that's it.
Is that a headline story?
More or less, that's it. Because most of the hashtag we use is Unilorin beyond farming, Yabatech beyond farming, Delta State beyond farming. Students need to start thinking, or agripreneurs need to start thinking agriculture beyond farming. For example, technology is another aspect. We have younger folks that have done so much developing drones, mobile apps that could help farmers, determine the soil test and other things. So these are things we're trying to encourage through the AgriConnect initiative of corporate farmers, and what we're using to ensure that we preach the gospel of agriculture to Nigerian students and let them see the value chains across board.
Again, this all comes to a two-way traffic. So what were some of the things that you had from these university students who are agri students across these 4 universities so far, in terms of, one, the facilities they have, the level of education they have, or the curriculum? What do they think about the rest of us who are out there in the world while they are ensconced in the ivory towers day and night?
Okay, you see, Bolson, these students are fantastic. I mentioned earlier that Unilorin has the largest, I would say the second largest faculty, agricultural faculty in the school. And most of these students are lost. I'll be frank with you, because when we went there to do this 2 days conference, and we started engaging them one after the other, they were amazed in aspects they could actually tap into. For example, you're a media guy, and don't be shocked that today you can start a career on agri-media. What do you need to do? Just have a blog. You have social media which you can use. Start disseminating major information that the commissioner or the minister or additional would pick and can act on. These are areas that are open, great areas that are open. The students can start picking. So these are the feedbacks we let them see. Like, guys, the opportunity is enormous. So start breathing on this one after the other.
Are they asking questions about the state of the economy? What is there, if they want to venture out after the university, what are they really worried about? Is it insecurity? Is it funding? What exactly is it? Ease of doing business? What are their chief concerns?
2 things. Funding is a major fear of young agripreneurs. It's a major, major fear, because before you could start an agricultural enterprise, even in small scale, you need some level of finance. So that's why we also are going with a partner that would be able to see the opportunities and invest in them. Because even if you're going to start, for example, a small poultry farm, you need as little as 50, 100,000 naira. But you need a support finance company or a bank that can actually...
Or microfinance.
A microfinance that could support you. These are people that also we need to support this movement, so that as we're going there, they will see the opportunities, and these students will be encouraged and happy. So what they're doing currently, they can even upscale. You understand? So that is one aspect. And 2, on the aspect of education, there is need for the Ministry of Education to also, like a re-engineer thing, let them see the real aspect, what is happening in real terms compared to the theoretical aspect of it.
I think there's a need to look into the agri-curriculum.
Exactly, a little bit, just tweak it a little bit, and let them see the real facts. Let them see beyond farming this time around, not just the theoretical aspect anymore, but beyond farming, the value chains involved. CGIR is doing a lot of things, and other developmental partners, they need to tap into these opportunities right there in school, because there's a gap. They are not seeing it. We have several international partners that are encouraging young agripreneurs today. So they need to start seeing this benefit across board. So that's why we're using this Agri-Campus movement to bring in these opportunities to them rather than the universities.
I understand you folks have also been to at least 2 specialized agriculture universities.
Yes.
The one in Ondo State, and,
yes.
and I think there's another one in Ogun State.
Exactly, for now, yes.
So these are specialized universities in agriculture. Is the experience really different? Because everybody on the campus there is into one part of agriculture.
Exactly. You see, for now, it's strictly agriculture. So they understand.
Is that the one in Abeokuta?
Abeokuta, yes. They understand the entire ecosystem. But at the same time, I keep telling you, like, these students, what they're seeing currently, it's still farming. The value chain has not been incorporated into what they're seeing currently. That's the gap. They need to start seeing the value chain. Even if I'm studying agriculture, let me know that as an agri-economist, I can start a career with Sterling Bank or any other bank in Nigeria and start, or NISA, for example.
Or you can be a commodities trader.
Exactly, and from there I can start analyzing risks that a farmer would be able to soften his mind. Like, fine, in 2-3 years, if you put this money here, this is your return as a farmer. These are areas that we are filling in with the AgriConnect enterprise. And also, we are also starting a bigger hub, whereby we're going to have young agripreneurs, coming to share knowledge, to share ideas, here in Lagos, whereby, you can just, let's know what you're doing currently, that we can support you in capacity building, and also bring international partners and also foreign partners to support these young entrepreneurs, because this is the future of Nigeria.
Do you think with what you folks have seen, you and your team have seen across 4 universities and 2 specialized universities in agriculture, do you think the government needs to move in with government is the big brother, whichever way you look at it. It has the deep pockets, can mobilize both its own resources and resources from the private sector, bring the 2 together, and DFIs to say, look, if we go to University of Ilorin, for example, as you use, because of the figure, highest figure of students of agriculture, 6,000 of them, and give them some just pieces of paper and say, look, sign off on this if you want to do agripreneur, whatever, get them to value chain. And again, maybe put some funds aside for such ones. So that in a year or 2, once they're out of school, they can move on.
Exactly. We need the government and also private sectors, to support this.
Yeah, because if you're doing poultry farming between 50 and 100,000, well, hold on a second. This is not a game changer. We can find 100,000 somewhere within this economy.
Yes.
We can look for 100,000.
Sure.
Yes. Sure, so we're creating jobs before these students leave the universities.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Creating jobs before they leave.
So that's the idea.
Because it looks like that's the sense I'm getting from this entire conversation, that this idea of the whole agripreneurship, evangelism in universities and others begin to look like, okay, how can we tap them before they hit the streets?
Exactly. We're also going to the northern region also. We're starting from our capacity. We're moving to Kebbi State very soon.
Why is Kebbi important? The rice story?
Bosun, it's quite big in Kebbi. I must tell you, Kebbi is changing the game completely, in terms of agriculture. A couple of months ago, I was reading an article, that Kebbi State has started planting cassava. I was shocked. I was really amazed, because they signed an MOU with the NNPC, on biofuel. I'm like, hold on, guys. If Kebbi State has started this aspect of commodity,
they're going to have a biofuel refinery in Kebbi State very soon.
Very soon.
Before we all wake up to the oil from the Niger Delta. Okay. That's just one story. I think everybody out there got that sense of what is going on.
Exactly.
You'll be surprised of a cassava biofuel refinery.
Exactly.
Out of this world. No, not really. It's in this world. It's been done elsewhere.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay. Aki,
thank you.
We appreciate what you folks are doing.
Thank you very much.
From Corporate Farmers, Nigeria, the managing partner. Let's get back to the market street when we come back after the break. Why are investors scared to step forward and tell the SEC, sorry, years ago, I gave wrong information about this share subscription. This is mine. Can I claim it? Are folks scared of what you call the EFCC and the ICPC handcuffs? After the break.